Cancer, welcome to your next 3-month overview. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. We're going to take a deeper look at the summer months, specifically July, August, September. This is not your reading. This is a baseline I'm using for all 12 signs for the 3-month overview. If you'd like to catch up on some old 3-month overview, they're nice and neatly labeled in the playlist for you. And the last one obviously concerns itself with April, May, June. There you go. Now, let me explain it to you. July 7, the Chariot, Cancer season. You. There you go. 8, August, Strength, Leo season. 9, September, the Hermit, Virgo season. There you go. The bottom row concerns itself with the energy behind the next several months. So, the sun, what we understand our sun to be, our happiness. Are we on point with it? Are we on track with it? Do we need to make adjustments? Is our idea of the sun, is our idea of the happiness changing, shifting? If so, how? Okay? The Tower, anything that is unexpected or untowards over the next several months that we should be made aware of. Judgment, any imperative decisions, spiritual lessons, kind of conversations with that other side of the world, the other side of the realm. What's speaking to us? What's influencing us on an intuitive level, on the spiritual level, yeah? Okay, first we're going to start by pulling you an oracle focus. Show me that energy focus for Cancer, please, over summer. Show me that energy focus for Cancer over the summer. Show me that energy focus for Cancer over the summer. Show me the energy focus, please, for Cancer over the summer. Oh my. Debilitated, discomfort. The 14th for some of you might be important. Discomfort. Some of you might be going through a dizzying period where everything seems kind of complicated. There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to do, there's a lot of steps to maneuver. So while that might be beautiful and perfectly symmetrical, that doesn't mean it obviously makes sense when you're in it. Oh my goodness, some of you feel like a little bit twisted and turned around. Am I going this way? Am I going that way? I thought I was going left. It turns out I was going right. I thought I was going down. It seems I'm going up now. But we're out of our comfort zone. You're out of your comfort zone in some way. Debilitated. There is discomfort. Hopefully it's not an injury. If it is, I'm sorry. I'm sure you'll heal up soon. 14 would also be the power number of Sag, healing. Okay. Let's see what's going on. What is going on? It could be that some of you simply are stepping out of your comfort zone and you're having to learn a great deal at one time. There's a lot of navigation that needs to occur over the summer months. A lot of pathways, a lot of twists, a lot of turns, a lot of steps. Let's get cracking. Show me July, please. Show me July, please, for Cancer. Show me July, please, for Cancer. Show me July, please, for Cancer. Show me July, please. Show me July, please, for Cancer. What's going on? My nails are so long, they just keep pulling up. I'm not used to having them this long anymore. It's been a while. Okay. Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords. Oh, 5 of Cups. We're mourning something. We're mourning something, and it hurts. It hurts the heart. It hurts the heart a great deal. It might have presented itself as some sort of opportunity, but one that we feel that we could not have. It was rejected. Either you rejected it and it hurt you to do so, or it felt like something that might have rejected you. Okay. Either way, it doesn't feel good. Nobody wants to feel like that. Nobody wants to feel that 5 of Cups. Nobody wants to feel the 3 swords. You put 5 of Cups and 3 swords together, it's rejection. Okay. And it hurts. It hurts. It's a missed opportunity. There's regret. It's like this could have been mine, but it's not. Okay, babe. What's going on? I know sometimes these things come in very strongly as an ace, and it feels hot, or it feels real, or it feels authentic, and it feels like love, and it feels like solid, strong truth, whatever. It's like, how can something affect me that much or burn me that brightly, and I can't have it, or it's not mine, or why didn't I take it when I had the chance? I don't know which way the energy's running, honey. I just know it hurts you. So regardless if you're like, I can't have this, I gotta push it away, it's still gonna cause hurt. It's gonna hurt you to do that. It hurts to reject people, places, things, situations, circumstances that speak to us so strongly, and we don't want to, but we feel we have to. And it hurts to be rejected. It doesn't matter how you sum it up. Pain is pain, you know. Can I see more, please? Can I see more about this, please? I apologize. I don't know why you're feeling this so distinctly. It's not just July. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's there's some months behind that as well. Okay, May, June, that kind of thing, because that's kind of intense. That's an intense hurt. That's a pretty hard hurt. So it's just like all of a sudden, could be just all of a sudden in July. But I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess, because Five of Cups has the indication of the past, that it was fairly recent. Okay, not just in July, but preceding it. Emotional pain from the not too long ago. Okay. What else, please, about July? What else, please, about July? Death. Goodness me. Six of Cups. Oh, honey. Two of Swords. Scorpio energy here doesn't have to be. Who else? At this time. Six of Cups. I got some soul bond energy here. It feels like, okay, so it felt like it happened to you. I'm sure it ran a little bit both ways. Okay. There's confusion. A lot of confusion. About why this person's energy is not accessible anymore, what happened, particularly on the emotional level. I know you're hurt. You seem to be confused, though, about why you're hurt. And it's coming across heavily as feelings. It's a lot of water here. Death is still ultimately water. Okay, Scorpio energy, Six of Cups, the Five of Cups. We felt so very strongly that this is ours on the spiritual level, as well as in the 3D. Ace of Wands is still 3D, okay? Physically, it felt like it was something that was ours, and we burned brightly for it. And we've known each other a long time with the Six of Cups there, you know? Five of Cups is all past orientation. Six of Cups is beautiful past orientation. Five of Cups is, well, painful past orientation. And there's so much confusion around it. It's going to take time. Is it over? Really, is it over? That's the question. Is it really over? Was it ever really mine? Was it ever really meant for me? Why did they hurt me? How did I hurt them? Okay, because it's the two-way street here of energy. We're not going to really know until time has passed. There's not enough healing between you and this situation. It is going to be a soul bond, so that sting is going to hurt a little more, yes. And it did feel very strongly like it was ours. And at some point you were proud to claim it. I don't know to what extent. I don't know to the depth of it. But it's kind of like we always knew it was headed in this direction. It was like an opportunity we knew we could not keep. And it was an opportunity we knew we could not fully claim, despite how emotionally and spiritually we were attached to it, for it is both here. We did not know it would affect us this much, or that you would affect them that much. Somebody here is missing knowledge with that Two of Swords. Why does this affect me so much? I knew it wasn't. I knew I couldn't keep it. It's like, you know what it is? I'm not saying that anybody hears it talk. I'm saying, you ever run into a stray, and you're like, oh, you kind of feel like it's your response, not just a responsibility, but that maybe it was your dog. Maybe it was always your dog. Maybe it was always meant to be your dog, that you were supposed to find it. You were meant to find it. And then you remembered, I already have 5 dogs at home. I can't take another one. But for some reason, that dog feels like it's mine. You know what I mean? You're not saying you don't love your other dogs any less. Of course you do. You had damn well better if you have 5. You know what I mean? But for some reason, that dog you found, it felt like it was yours, and it was always yours. That's the difference between, say, a 6 of Cups and a 2 of Cups. You see what I'm saying? But you know you can't bring another one home. Even if that one, for some reason, speaks to you more than the other 5 ever did. That's where we get that struggle between the emotional and the spiritual and the 3D, the practical. That's what I already got going on. And this has been introduced to me, and it strongly speaks to me. I'm strongly attached to it, and I can't really understand why. I don't really understand why. It's not mine to take. I always knew it was going to end up like this. I always knew I was going to end up rejecting it. I always knew to some extent it wasn't for me, or that it wasn't going to stick around, or it wasn't for me to stick around with? I don't know. But there was always that anticipation that this wasn't going to last. Okay? I'm not trying to be, I got to keep it moving. I promised myself these would be under an hour from now on, and I'm going to stick to that promise. So I've got to move this forward. So while this does not make sense to you now, and it may not for a while, perhaps it will in time. Okay? I know you found something, or someone, I should say, that felt so unique and significant to you that it felt like it was yours, even while you said, I know I can't have it. So why is it messing with me? Because what you know and what you feel are two different things. Could be them too, but if it is a soul bond, it's likely the two of you that are exchanging like this in some energetic way. You both probably have similar thoughts and emotions about this. Why? What was the purpose? I knew I couldn't have it. Why? What was the purpose? I knew I couldn't have it. I don't know why, honey. I'm not looking that far back, and I'm not going to. I just know that the anticipation that ultimately this was going to lead to rejection, that it was ultimately going to lead to regret, and it was ultimately going to lead to this feeling of I knew it was going to be sacrificed. I knew I couldn't have it. Didn't matter how strongly it spoke to me or felt like it was just for me. Like this connection, whatever it is, it was just for me. I know that dog I found and I wanted to take home. I know it was mine, but I can't have it. Again, I'm not trying to. It's just if you've ever. I'm an animal person. I don't know about you, but I love animals. Saint Francis is my personal saint, and I do believe in the saints to some extent. I love Saint Francis because I understand him. He said humans have their own agenda. They will take care of themselves. I completely agree with that. Animals, however, I'm very much an animal person, and so I know that experience when I have these animals and I have all these pets, and then I meet this one, like, oh, but it's not mine. I know that dog has an owner. I know that whatever, and you see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm equating. It's not meant to be rude or in any way a slander. I hope you understand that. I hope you do. You should. Okay, so in time, give this time. There's still a lot of fresh pain here. A lot of confusion here. It will unravel itself in time. It will unravel itself in time. You have to trust the process. Okay? Show me. Show me. Show me August. 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 Oh no. You made that person. It's like, I know. I know them. I know them in that way, in the soul, in the spirit, whatever you want to call it, the energy, the essence, it's all the same thing. I know that person without knowing them. You know what I mean? That's what that was like. I know. And then simultaneously, you have that knowledge, but they're not for me. Same thing. Show me August. Oh, show me August. Show me August, please. Yes, for many of you, this puts you out of your comfort zone in your own way because emotionally, for some reason, you found it uniquely difficult compared to other things. Temperance, there you go, baby. Healing. Okay, good. Take care of thyself. Yes, exactly. Good. Very good. Temperance here. Queen of Pentacles, the Star. This is all beautiful. I love this. I want you to keep this going. I said this needs more time. This needs more healing. Case in point. I need you to take care of yourself. Okay? I need you to put the quality, time, care, and attention back into yourself. Get reestablished with who you are, your grounding principles, and then also your own particular hopes, wishes, and dreams. Good. I like this. You're really pursuing yourself, which is what you need to do. When we have experience like this that is difficult and emotionally, possibly even traumatic to some extent, or energetically traumatic, we need to break from it and re-engage with ourselves. And this is beautiful. I love this. This is recovery. This is getting back to thy principles or back to thy basics on a very strong spiritual level. This is good, beautiful healing, quality of care. Put that love, time, care, and attention into you, back into who you are, your principles, what speaks to you as a person, okay? Love, life, and in the greater scheme of things. Your hopes, dreams, desires, what is that? Ask yourself that. What are my long-term hopes? What are my long-term dreams? What are my long-term visions? That's literally what this is that you are getting reacquainted with that. Powerfully so. So that's good. That makes me very happy. That's very happy. I'm not saying it's going to be an overnight flip from on and off. Okay? I'm not. What I'm saying is that your energy, yourself, your personhood, both on the spiritual plane, the emotional plane, and in the physical plane, you're going to get much more comfortable with yourself soon. Okay? Sometime over the summer. I really want you to get in there, get in those grounding principles, and really get in there with that Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles energy and say, okay, what is my long-term vision for me? What is my long-term goal, happiness, love for me? What does that mean to me? Okay, how do I heal myself to that? How do I reconcile myself to that? What is right for me? What is good for me? What is my long-term? Because that's long-term energy. What is going to make me feel right as a person in the long term? And then also lend to me in the long term. Love otherwise. Okay. What suits me? What is for me? Okay. Anything else, please, about August? Just briefly. Stop. Okay. Anything else, please, about August? And Ten of Wands, Burdens, King of Wands. Ooh, a lot of personality in here. That's very interesting. You seem to have two versions of yourself. One that's, I'm trying to do better by me at home on a personal level. Really healing, getting reacquainted with yourself personally. Goals as it concerns life, home, stability. Okay. And love. Love of thyself and love of love. Okay. And then there's another version of you that is a busy bee. It's funny because your energy when you're at home and you're taking care of yourself as you should, it's much softer. You're compassionate. You're giving to yourself. Good. Those are all great qualities. I love that. And there's another part of you that's like, okay, I got my hard hat on. I'm working. That's interesting. So when you're out there in reality, you're showing me burden, a lot of it, but it's burden by choice as far as I can tell. You're a Cancer who is highly, highly engaged in your 3D world, like a lot. Like a lot. So there's two sides of you. There's two sides of you. There's a soft, I want to think about me in the long term and where I'm going, what I love, who I love, why I love, where I live, where I want to live, who I want to, all that. And then there's I'm busy. And yes, you are. These are, again, burdens, but they're burdens of choice. It seems to be very responsible that you are, I'm busy. You're knocking something out of the park, and it's quite laborious, but you're like, I have to, these are my responsibilities. So it's interesting. It's two sides of you. There could be someone else in there with you, but given that split division, how I see you personally, it seems to be reflecting on how you are professionally. Professionally, you have a very strong face. I'm in charge. I know what's up. My energy's here. It's clear. It's present. It's accounted for. I'm in charge. I'm making decisions. This, that, and the other. Streamline. You're communicative. You're on point. You're action-oriented. But when you're at home, it's different. It's very interesting. But yeah, you're busy. So yeah, you need to make sure that you give yourself that space. That when you're home, and if you're anything like me, because I understand that in my own way, whatever that busyness energy is, as soon as I'm home, it's checked at the door. I don't like it. Even though I work from home, I know that sounds odd, but once it's off, it's off. Okay, when I'm home, I'm taking care of my home, myself, my daughter. Those are the priorities, and that's what you're showing me, priority energy here. But when it's on, it's on. When I'm in work mode, I'm in work mode. So that's the two energies I'm seeing. You are so split. But know when to check that energy, right? Switch from, I got this, I'm on this, it's my responsibility, I'm in charge of this, to, okay, now it's time for me to be in charge of myself. Okay, this is my sanctuary. This is where I concern myself with me, myself, and I. Okay? So yeah, two versions of you, but very interesting nonetheless. And I kind of understand that game face energy versus, personal. All right? Show me September, please, for Cancer. Show me September, please, for Cancer. By the way, there might be a little bit of a conflict with a boss type figure. I don't quite know how to explain this. I don't know where this is coming from. There's somebody who's like a side energy. I don't know why I'm seeing tension there, but it's like handing over the roles to somebody or handing over the reins over to somebody, and kind of nudging, I guess, to prove themselves. And you're like, yeah, okay, it's yours now anyway, so you don't have to be all tense about it, or this is yours, you do with it as you see. I don't know where that tension is coming from, but there is kind of like a low-key battle of wills and exchange of energies. Something about role designation is changing and or shifting, and someone's trying to find their footing in that. Don't know where that came from, it just, that was on my peripheral. All right, September, please. And yes, as I've said, the videos will intentionally be shorter, and the comments are off. I will address all that at the next mid-month in July. Okay, Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, the World. Okay. Starting to feel better. The disappointment's starting to edge away. The sense of sadness, downness, that's starting to alleviate. That's good. That's very good. Good. That's coming to an end. That sense of downness, sadness, the disappointment. I'm just not convinced it's you. Show me what else please in September. What else please in September? I don't know why. It could be. This doesn't feel like you. What is this? Yes, Queen of Cups. Yeah, so it just doesn't feel like you. It could be. But you've already shown me so much energy mapping. It just doesn't feel like you. Someone in September says that they're feeling better. They're showing me both Queen of Wands as Queen of Cups, and that's funny because you've already shown me Double Kings yourself. So this person, again, is like you. They tend to have multiple roles, a lot of that designating energy, a lot of that sense of responsibility. Somebody's energy has shifted quite a bit by September. It's almost like they're not the same as when you last saw them and met them and or recognized them. They still seem to be a person of beauty, but their emotionality is more forward than it used to be with the Queen of Cups. So somebody here, energies is changed quite a bit. They're not the same as when you last saw them or you last recognized them. They're still beautiful. They still have a very strong heart, but their sense of disappointment and or sadness is over by September. It's kind of like a weird way of saying they're over it. I don't know how else to put that, but they're like they're not upset anymore, or they're not. I don't know. They're still beautiful. They're still very emotional, but it's like they've gotten the heart back into a good place. Seven of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. This is someone who is, they have a firmness of energy and a firmness of mind, but they're kind of saying, I'm at peace with what happened. Okay, I don't know what that means to you. So they're just saying, I'm at peace with what happened. It's okay. I'm not upset about it anymore. I don't know. But it seems to be someone that you are acquainted with, and someone who is like you in that sense, is that they have a lot of roles, they have a lot of functions. But their energy conversion went from, passionate, beautiful, hot, but really, really emotionally disappointed in some sort of context that you were familiar with. Hurt, disappointment, upset, that's over the world. Their mind is sharp. They have a sharp mind. They're showing me a strong body. Somebody has a strong body, strong physical disposition. They're physically active. Could be water sign, fire sign. Doesn't have to be. But they're saying they're kind of back in full force, that their energy's back on point, their mind's back on point, and their heart's back on point with the Queen of Cups. Still a strong-willed. They keep saying there's just strong-willed and strong body. Strong-willed, strong-bodied, strong mind, strong heart. So, but they're saying they're much better now. They're over it. They're not upset by it anymore. They seem to be okay. So I don't know what this has to do with you, and I don't know why it's coming up for September. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. But perhaps you'll find out in due course. There might be a conversation in there with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there could be a conversation in there with this person. Sure. Especially if the edge has been taken off this person's energy, or the disappointment and or sadness. So I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm leaning that... I'm call me crazy, and many people have. That's fine. I'm not offended by it anymore. I have all the psychological tests to prove otherwise, but that's fine. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and take a guess that it's this. I'm not guessing. But yeah, there you go. It's looking like they're much more at peace. There could be a conversation with them by late summer, September, yeah. I just tried to combine summer and September. That was funny. And so that's what's funny about having a lisp. Sometimes I just make up words. There you go. But I don't know how that will affect you. I just know that given your energetic output, you'll be fine. You'll be ready. I think part of you knew something in some way, because it has that question mark over here, and I saw it from the beginning, and you heard me say it. Rewind it if you don't believe me. You are confused, is this really over? Because it still pulls you a certain way. I don't know what it over is. I just know that they're in a better place, and so are you. And for some reason, you're recognizing that more strongly in the future, so you don't know how that's going to unfold yet, because it hasn't happened yet. But you see it. You see it for yourself, that their energy has shifted. It's back in a good place. It's on point, and it's probably stronger than it ever was. And there could be a conversation in there. Yeah. Okay? You'll be ready, and so will they. So I know it hurts now, and I told you to give it time. Not all things are as over as we think they are when they're presented to us. We can say, fuck you. I don't ever want to see your stupid, sexy, stupid face again. You know, and we can do that because we're humans. We have we're short-sighted, honey. We're so short-sighted. We're so short-sighted. And then, I mean, you know, as much as I feel things that pull me out, and I'm like, I feel something's going to happen here or there, I ultimately don't know until I'm living it. You know, you can be intuitive all day long. I'm still subject to towers like anyone else. Okay, anyone, moving on. Yeah. So what it looks like, I'm not going to guarantee anything. I don't know that it's going to be a relationship. There might be a conversation. Okay? But you're both, my point is in a good place to receive said conversation. All right? I want you, yes. Thank you. I was I was literally on the tip of my tongue. Thank you, Spirit. I said you two are going to work through it, and then boom, 8 of Pentacles. Spirit has fun with me. And that's fine. That means they trust me as a conduit. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that trust. But they have a sense of humor too. I was about to say, I don't know. I feel like you two are going to work through it because you're in such a good place. You're kicking butt. They do too in their own way. They look stronger and feel stronger than you last saw them. You're both in that kind of way, that position. It'll be okay. Trust the process. Who starts what, who engages what, I don't know. Not the point. Oh, it's you. It's you. I said I don't know who's going to start what. I don't know who's going to... There it is again. When some of you have Earth in your chart. There it is again. I just say, I don't know who's going to start what, and then somewhere in the midst of all that chaos, it was your card, 8 of Pentacles, the Chariot. You move forward into working with this person, maybe, in some way. I don't know what that means, but you will, when the timing is right. Yeah, right now it's best to not have any expectations. I agree. I know, whatever this is, it feels like that friendship is over. I know. As I was just saying, it looks like that. That's your impression as well. By all rights, I have every reason to believe, Christina, that friendship, connection, whatever it is done. My 6 of Cups person. Yeah, well, like I said, time will tell. Just because practically in the 3D it doesn't look like it makes sense, there's things going on behind the scenes that our better selves and our stronger energetic selves are creating for us, and it will manifest itself into reality. That's how all this works. Moving on. Gotta move on. Show me the sun, please. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Well, like yours as always, honey. Reading Cancer is like reading for the emotional version of Sherlock Holmes, and I don't know if you can ever imagine that, because Sherlock Holmes isn't exactly the most emotional guy, but you it's like reading for an emotional Sherlock Holmes. If you've ever read any of the Sherlock Holmes stories, tell me which one is your favorite. I have mine, of course. Show me the sun, please. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Show me the sun. Yeah, you're most. Yeah, I know. All I saw, honey, was you moving forward with one simple goal, and that is to work through it or work it out. There might be a 3D component, such as overlapping work concepts that you might share, but I don't know. They're in a good place, so are you. I'm not gonna lie, there's something about, what is it with this person's legs? They keep showing me legs. Like strong legs too. Not skinny. Maybe long. Muscular. Sharp mind. Strong body. When I used to do health and wellness readings, they weren't popular, so I stopped doing them. But yeah, Seven of Wands is physical attributes. This is somebody who really physically takes care of themselves, and that, otherwise I wouldn't read the Seven of Wands like that, but they keep showing it to me. Strong mind, big heart, very strong body. But when you last saw them, they were this passionate, beautiful person who was clearly emotionally upset, disappointed, hurt. That's over. And for some reason, that's very apparent by September. Anyway, you've changed, they've changed. And, you know, honey, with the soul bond stuff, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to break away. And you break sometimes to grow. I don't know how else to explain that, but sometimes you break to grow, you know. If you ever tried to grow a garden, do you know how many of your plants will not take? And you have to learn, and you have to try, and you have to experiment in order to get it to work, or you accept that it's not going to. There's something about this that's more like that garden version, okay, where you two have, by all rights, the ability to grow in an area. You share the same resources. You share the same kind of whatever in the environment, but it wouldn't take. And if two people are soul connected, they'll find a way to try to replant things. It's the difference between something that is fruitful that can be shared and a weed. Okay? All right. It's not a weed. The Sun, the Ace of Cups, the Hermit. Oh, yes. Oh. Oh. Cancer. Some of you have some Virgo in your chart. You see them as that passionate person. You do. You might think that they're very beautiful. This person who is emotionally upset. Who they are is someone who has a very strong, large heart. Very emotionally generous. Okay. Fellow water sign. You see them as someone who's very passionate, very beautiful. You would actually like to... There's a part of you that's very deep. Like I said, some of you feel very strongly. You have some very specific Virgo energy in your chart. Under your Sun, you would actually, if we're being honest with ourselves, if they're being honest with themselves, you both would like to mend things. Okay. With the Hermit there and the Ace of Cups, this is good intentions. I don't think it's about new love. I'm sorry, I don't. I don't know what this is between you two, other than the fact that you have an underlying soul connection with this person, which is going to be the premise for everything between you two. Regardless of how you define your relationship in reality, the underlying premise is always going to be that driving force for you two to connect roots and to try to grow, as I discussed. They're not a weed. We don't care if a weed dies or it gets weeded out. We do care if something else is in our lives that could be for us and fruitful. There is good intentions here with the Ace of Cups to mend things between you two. Let's just leave it at that. You may not be in love. You may not be lovers. But you both have a very shared interest behind the 3D energy to mend things. Okay, I think you both want to very much. I think you feel it, and I think they do too. Again, I don't really think I know. Yeah, there could be some new opportunity in there for you both. Sure. Talk about the garden. The Ace of Pentacles represented in the garden. What grows? Because practically it can. Realistically it can. And it's a good investment. But it's coming from the heart, so good intentions, I feel like, from you and from them to heal what was hurt. Okay. And there is an expression of love here. I can't quite define it. I don't know how you two define it. Does it matter? Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower. Show me that tower, please. Is that what the discomfort is? I thought some of you were busy, but you got that. I saw it, but you got it. I'm not worried about you. The busyness is the busyness you've anticipated many times over. You're literally telling me you're used to this. The King of Swords and the King of Wands and the Ten of Wands is like, I got it. I got it. I don't think that's what's causing the discomfort. I think this connection caused a great deal of emotional discomfort. I don't think you expected it to, but it did. I think you knew to expect to mourn it. For some reason you felt you could not keep it, but that didn't mean it didn't hurt you any less. You still don't quite understand all the emotional distress surrounding it and your own particular reaction to it. Yeah, well, it's because there's feelings there that's hard for you to define. That's because it impacted you in ways that were different. You know, soul bond shit. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower. Show me the tower. Show me the tower. Show me the tower, please. Show me the tower. I would dare myself to title that on YouTube, but I'll get in trouble. And I've already been getting in trouble. Now, what else is new, honey? This is not the passive Scorpion Tarot. Page of Swords, the Moon, Two of Cups. Oh. Ooh. Okay, under the tower. So as we know, the tower can be disruptive. Physical energy, stuff happens unexpected. Okay, and it can be quite large sometimes, very disruptive, say like a car accident. I hope not, but you see what I'm saying. I'm just trying to bring it to scale. And then the tower can be inside stuff that comes to light and we're like, oh God, that can't be right. Oh yeah. That's the other tower. That's the most common type by far. When something hits us and it hits us hard, and then oh shit. So as far as I can tell, this is very much an overdue tower for somebody, you, them, somebody. And the reason it's taken so long for it to come out is because this Page of Swords was giving next to no attention to the moon energy in regards to love. If I were to summarize what that tower is, oh God. Somebody's learning, painfully, slowly, that they indeed felt the same way. They just didn't know. I don't think they wanted to know. It could be you. It could be them. But somebody here has taken a very long way around a very short circuit to know that, and this took a long time to understand. A long time. And it's still being understood as we speak. This is, again, not an overnight thing. Okay? The reason why we are so discomforted and debilitated, I had to look at it again to make sure I was remembering it correctly, debilitated. The reason why this connection hurt so much more than we had expected it, we longed for it, we didn't understand why it felt like it was ours, but we knew we couldn't keep it, that love energy, the spiritual energy coming into conflict with the 3D practicals, etc. It caused us more discomfort and debilitation than we understood. Somebody here has taken a very long marathon route around a very short circuit to understand one simple truth. Indeed, this whole time they felt the same way. They just didn't know they felt the same way. That's why it was so confusing. That's why it was so difficult. I don't know why this hurts me. By all rights, it should be over. I know I can't have it. Somebody felt that way. They anticipated rejection, ultimately. Ultimately here, somebody anticipated rejection, despite how much it called to them. Somebody has to learn this. And Page of Swords in the Moon, that's something that, for that oh my God moment, well, when we leave pages to handle big concepts like the moon and the tower, that's an investigation that's going to drag on for a long time. Because we're not really trying to investigate too hard, you understand? We just know this upset us without really understanding why. Eventually, the tower will blossom into full knowledge. Turns out I felt the same way the whole time. I felt the same way. Judgment. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment, please. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment, please. Okay. Show me Judgment, please. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. Show me Judgment. I wonder what the next round of reading should be. I guess it's... Excuse me. I suppose it's time for the general overview. I suppose it must be, yeah? All right, show me Judgment. Eight of Swords, who could not see. Knight of Swords taking action, the Sun. Ooh. Somebody is going to get out of this place of doing nothing. Procrastination. It's not an accusation of doing nothing with the Eight of Swords. It's one of those things where we have an inclination to speak or take action towards something or someone, but we get so mentally jammed up about our feelings and how complicated they are, it stays our hand. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Eight of Swords, I don't know what to do. I can't see a way forward that's convenient or easy. Don't look at it. And that's a lot of people who have not processed their feelings. So when we don't process our feelings, it's easy to get into that space of Seven of Swords. It's easy to get in that space of Eight of Swords. And if we neglect it too much, we're going to get into a Nine of Swords. And that's where the stress and the anxiety comes in, where something's pulling on our gut at night. And it's a raw feeling of despair and frustration and anger and anxiety. And that's all the mental jam up. That's what happens when our mind is left to deal with our feelings. And we don't want to deal with our feelings, so we take it up to our head. And you see how it creates this cycle. Okay. So that Eight of Swords thing that says, I don't understand this. I don't know where to begin. I have too many complicated feelings that don't have a quick solution. Shut it down. I don't want to look at it. So you see what I'm saying? And under your judgment, it's your decision. It's somebody's decision. When we understand that the sun is here to be happy, not just any happiness, the ultimate happiness, is to take action with the Knight of Swords and do something, even if it's clumsy, even if we don't have the perfect words, even if we don't have the perfect action, and nobody does, by the way. You ever met somebody and you're in that connection where it's like they always say the perfect thing, they always say the right thing, and you never feel like you attribute those qualities to yourself? I think you're going to find yourself in the position that you don't necessarily know that what you're saying is the right thing, or that you feel you're doing the right thing. You may not feel like you are that person who is articulate or that your actions are perfect. No one is. Even if you know somebody who's like, they always say the right thing, and I'm just so... You're still going to end up doing and or saying the right thing. Even if it's not clear to you. Even if it's awkward. Even if it's a bit stumbly and bumbly. You know, you're still going to do it. I see you taking action where you did not know how to. It is under your judgment, though, so that's your decision. You're going to feel it when the timing is right. And I have every reason to believe it's at the height of the sun, i.e. summer. Okay? Which is what we're entering in. Not so much in July. If anything, in Leo season. Okay? Which technically, though, yes. Technically, late July to late August is Leo season. But you'll know. And it is your decision. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. The Cancer I'm looking at says I'd rather do something than not. And you have good reason to. This is beautiful. It's your sun reflected not just once, but twice. Ultimately, I'd like to heal with all the best intentions, okay? From a good place in me. And how long it will take us to learn this, I don't know. Even after we reconnect or re-engage with this person, this is still going to take time to learn. With the Page of Swords into the Moon. The reason why I'm trying at all, and the reason why this connection confuses me and bamboozles me and frustrates me and causes me weird levels and depths of anger and frustration in connectivity that makes no sense to me. This is going to take a little longer than the next couple of months. The reason why we want to continue to try, despite all odds, to make something work from a good place. Surface level cooperation in the 3D. That's because ultimately we feel the same way in terms of love. So that tells me somebody here was aware of their feelings and perhaps the other person was not. Okay. Yep, wrap it up. Anything else, please, for Cancer? Anything else, please, for Cancer? Other than that, it looks like you have quite a busy summer in terms of physical activity. It's the emotional activity that's harder to account for in the 3D world until eventually there seems to be a connectivity period. North Node Cosmic. Follow your North Node, whatever that is, okay? You'll need your birth chart for that, a comprehensive one. But follow your North Node, whatever that is. So, for instance, mine is Leo. Whenever I feel challenged or afraid or uncertain about next steps, I need to do the opposite of my South Node. That, in other words, the things I've done that do not work for me, but I continue to do them out of habit. So that would be my Aquarius traits. There's nothing wrong with Aquarius. For some of you, Aquarius is your North Node. For me, it's the opposite. So when I overthink things, in other words, is when I get myself into the most problems. Instead of just allowing myself to go through it, once I start overthinking something, I start to talk myself out of it, and then we end up in an Eight of Swords type situation. So what we want to do is use our North Node, okay? So again, like when I'm feeling challenged or uncertain, I need to step into that Leo energy and just say, do it. Just do it, take the initiative, take the lead, do it, and it'll be fine. And if not, we'll work it out later. But for now, we got to do something, because I don't like hesitation, honey. I don't like hesitation. I don't like holding myself back. I don't like procrastination, and I don't like delaying. You know, so it's one of those things where as much as I give a lot of credit to thinking skills, critical thinking, analytical thinking, pros and cons, I respect that very much. But it can only take you so far when the answer is, I still don't know. When you still don't know, your analytical, critical thinking skills aren't working. Sometimes you just need to feel through it. It's like, this doesn't make sense. I just feel that I have to, or I'm never going to do it. Something like that. So whatever your North Node is, your purpose, your Ace, somehow I told you, some of you have some very strong Earth in your chart. Ace of Pentacles, trust that you can do this. Trust that you can put forward some of the best parts of yourself. And if for some of you, you have a new job, congratulations to you. That's one of the reasons why I see such a huge preoccupation in your energy, but it's a burden by choice, and you keep telling me you got it. I ain't worried about it. Ace of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, respectively. And for some of you, really feel like you have stepped into a new purpose outside of this love energy. Some of you really have felt you stepped into this new purpose, like you're really challenging yourself into a new role, something that's different, new, engaging, and exciting. Congratulations if that is you. Very good. Job well done. You got it. You got it. And that's also, for some of you, yeah, stepping out of your comfort zone in that respect. Very good. I like the challenge. I do. I like the challenge. I respect the challenge. Okay. Oh, something came out in reverse here. Contracts, career, commitment. So this is until debt tear us apart. This speaks to contracts, commitments, both work as well as personally, i.e. marriage. Something in there is in the reverse. So some of you, again, released yourself from an old job function. You have transferred, moved sideways, up, I don't know. But until debt does tear us apart. So I don't quite know what that is, but some of you feel like you didn't have to keep a contract going for the sake of coin anymore. Some of you had the more freedom to choose other areas in your life. You broke free from a contract. It's like, I don't need this opportunity anymore, or I don't need to earn coin from it anymore. It's not as stressful anymore. Something like that. So something's over here. Some of you, Cancer is your Saturn, by the way. But it's interesting. There's something here I can't quite see. It might be future oriented. Not having to stay out of something out of debt and obligation anymore. I don't know. In time. In time, perhaps. There might be some sort of commitment I cannot see coming to a close in the future. I can't. Other than the possible shifting of physical monetary energy and 3D practices, I don't quite know where that's coming from. For some of you, Sagittarius is an important energy. I don't know why. Two? Okay. X. X for some of you, yeah. Or X, it could be the letter that's important. The hot air balloon rising high into the sky so you can see down below distinctly the movements, the way the threads are connecting or not connecting. Okay. Some of you will be taking a hot air balloon ride. Who knows? The big star. Oh, yes, the very big star. Hopes, dreams, wishes, wants, desires, goals. The letter S. Scorpio. Also the passionate. Yes, I saw that. Somebody here is very passionate. You've attributed that to them and literally could be a Scorpio as well. And then here we have the seahorse, the emotional masculine energy. So if you're not familiar with the male seahorse, they actually carry the babies. Okay, it's one of the few times in nature that you will actually see that. So it suggests here beautiful but delicate emotional masculine energy. I don't always interpret that way. I usually just say straight up Pisces and call it a day. But it doesn't feel like that. It's like, I saw that over here, didn't I? That's what I saw. That caring for the emotional self, showing love, care, compassion, and consideration to the self, wanting to better understand our hopes, long-term desires, hopes, dreams, loves, wishes, wants, expectations, etc. for ourselves now and in the future, and healing to these things. What do we want to see in our life and future? And then that's that softer emotional energy of the self. And then in stark contrast to, okay, I'm in reality and I'm doing all my roles and I have to be, It's interesting. It's interesting. Your emotions matter, okay? And how they can carry you forward also matters. Give yourself that respective feeling, okay? Sometimes it feels like an emotionally fragile thing. I understand, because technically it is. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's a little more difficult to understand. And it will be revealed in due course. Cancer, that's enough. I don't know when the next round of readings will be. I'm sorry. Yes, I do. It'll be approximately 2 weeks from today. Hello. I just don't quite know the type. I'm leaning towards general overview at this time. Okay, honey. I hope this message does find you well. Overall, it looks like a very good, engaging summer where you learn a lot and someone else does too. I think you two better step into who you are as people. And it's going to allow you both to enter a phase into true healing, because that's what you want anyway. It's very much under the sun, and I think they do too. I'm sure. It feels that way. They're saying they're fine. And you're saying I'd like the opportunity to work things out realistically and from a good place in my heart. Okay. But yeah, I see action taken in due course under judgment. All right, when the timing is right. All right, Cancer, honey, I do hope this helps you. Yeah, it does feel masculine. I don't know why. That's what I'm saying. That's that emotional masculine energy I'm seeing. And sometimes that can be very delicate. Okay. We don't always know what we're feeling. And then even when we do, it's hard to express it sometimes. And that just got my attention. It's the apology, forgiveness. Yeah, I know. Wait, was that Elton John? I love Elton John. I love Elton John. When sorry seems to be the hardest word, that's usually when it's the most right? I don't know where the apology's coming from. It's not a competition, it's not a game. This is legit energy between two people. Okay, and looks very solid and well intended. Okay. I will see you in a couple weeks. Take care. Be well.